Alina Habba just lost a major case at the Third Circuit. A unanimous panel, 2 Bush appointees and 1 Obama appointee, ruled that she was serving unlawfully as the acting U.S. attorney for New Jersey. And today, we need to break down exactly what the court said, because Habba's public defense, doesn't match the facts. Of course it doesn't, right? This administration, I swear. So here's the context. Habba was sworn in as the interim, U.S. attorney after the previous acting attorney resigned. Then in June, Trump nominated her to the permanent Senate confirmed position under a federal vacancies reform act. Okay. Once someone is nominated to a Senate confirmed role, they cannot continue serving as, the acting office holder for that same job. So that is the law. Okay. And it applies to every administration. So when her 120 days of acting term expired, the administration tried to keep her in place through a, series of workarounds, including appointing her as a special attorney. But look, the lower courts said those workarounds basically were not legal. Now the Third Circuit has agreed. In public, Habba is saying something very different. She's claiming this is, I think it's like lawfare, right? She says senators blocked her nomination for political reasons. That's not true. She's also says she had a right to a Senate hearing and a right to be voted on. Let me show you exactly what, she said on Fox News. Check this out.
We're fighting, as usual. You know how this administration works. It's the new roadblock. It's the new lawfare. It's the same thing that they tried with Tish James. And now they're doing it with U.S. attorneys and judges, and it's not just me. It's around the country, frankly, and this tradition that Senator Grassley is upholding effectively prevents anybody in a blue state from going through into Senate to then be voted on. Senator Booker and Senator Kim had absolutely every right to vote no for me for the U.S. attorney position. But I had the right as the nominee to get in front of Senate and to be voted on, to be vetted. I never even got there. Of course not. I was, according to them, unqualified. Why? Look at Hakeem Jeffries' tweet. Because I arrested a congresswoman for charge of assaulting a police officer. And you know what? I stand by my work as the U.S. attorney, and I won't be intimidated by this type of political rhetoric.
None of that is what the court ruled. And, none of it changes the legal issue. I mean, the Third Circuit did not, rule on her qualifications. It did not rule on her casework. It did not rule on any member of Congress she once arrested. The court only ruled on whether she was legally permitted to exercise the powers of the U.S. attorney after being nominated for the same job. That's it. And the answer was unanimous. No. The court said, quote, as it stands, Habba alone is exercising the powers of the U.S. attorney, making her an acting U.S. attorney whose appointment is not, get this, Federal Vacancy Reform Act compliant, or they call it the FVRA compliant, I should say. That is the central fact. It's not about politics. It's about statutory authority. The court also made it clear that the Attorney General can't get around the vacancy laws by delegating the same powers to someone who is legally barred from holding the role. So when Habba says this is about blue states or senators or lawfare, those statements don't reflect the court's findings. I mean, the panel grounded its decision entirely in federal law. Okay? A law that has been applied to Democrats, Republican administrations both, okay, and for decades. So the results are serious. Every case that she, brought while serving without lawful authority may now find new legal questions. And those questions exist because of the appointment process, not because of politics. All right. This is why the rule of law matters. Okay. Titles and powers inside the justice system come with, what's a good word to put, conditions. And those conditions are not optional.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to stay connected and informed to the stories that matter, the people that matter, and most importantly, the truth. The thing that is so hard to find right now. And just so you guys know, I do the best that I can to answer the comments. So I really hope to see you guys in there.